What's Cooking on Wine right here on CRN.
Welcome to Heaven on Earth, a sacred portal to visualizing, meditating, and co-creating our highest joys that usher in the Golden Age of Aquarius. I'm your host, Athena StarSeed.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Aloha, Kim.
Aloha, Athena, in Butterfly Land.
We do have a lot of butterflies in the city of Los Angeles. This week, we have thousands and hundreds of thousands of butterflies migrating all the way from Mexico up to their little nestling ground. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's take a nice deep breath together, and let's do our opening invocation. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, light beings, for tuning in. Inhale and exhale. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men and women. May the Christ return to earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, may love stream forth into the hearts of men and women. May the Christ consciousness return to earth. In the center, where the will of God is known, let the center guide the little wills of men and women, the center which the masters know and serve. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. May the plan of love, light, and power restore heaven on earth. Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Father Sky, and Mother Earth, from the point of light that connects us all, please be here in this sacred circle of light and allow us to be a clear channel for visualizing, co-creating, and getting ourselves into the zone today. Aloha, Kim Hix.
Aloha, Athena Starseed, my dear beloved ally, friend, cohort in the cosmic consciousness realm. Lovely to not see you, but hear you today.
We have an incredible guest today, and he will be on the phone. His name is Mark Wenner. He is a very good friend of my yoga teacher, my master teacher, Ren Rasa Yoga Maya. I want to shout out to her and tell her how much I love her. I've been in yoga teacher training the last 3 months, and I have been opening up to a world, inner and outer, and connecting it, which is what yoga really means, the union. And so she referred me to one of her dear friends who had an extraordinary event happen to him where he broke his neck, and he actually went into what he calls the zone. Welcome to the show, Mark Wenner. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to Heaven on Earth.
Hi there. Mark Wenner here.
So, I wanted to talk about Tapping Universal Source. That is a book you wrote based on the experience you had. Can you tell us about that experience, about breaking your neck and what happened?
Yeah, when I broke my neck as a passenger in a car accident at 18 years old, I had to wear a body brace, and I came very close to death and being paralyzed. And when I got out of the body brace, I went extreme skiing a couple months out of it. And I actually fused my neck and naturally healed it without any surgery. So it's a bit of a miracle.
Wow. Wow. Mark, what a pleasure this is going to be. I'm very interested in your context. So how did you go about healing it, or how did it heal, or is it not? What kind of processing were you using?
Yeah, but basically it just came organically while doing extreme sports. I used to do a lot of extreme sports, from snow skiing to water skiing and football and all kinds of sports. And by getting in that zone, there's a natural elevation of the body's vibrations that helped me get that experience.
Well, were you doing extreme sports before you had the accident?
Yes, I was invited to join the Olympic freestyle ski team back in the late 70s. And so I was an extreme skier, and so it became very natural for me to extreme ski. So no, I otherwise would not have gone skiing like that at all.
Well, it's interesting. Then you apparently had a deep experience of what you're calling the zone even before the accident. Or
Correct.
Did you understand it then? Did the coherency of the concept of what the zone is and does
Right, it was
that
memory. Yeah, it was in my muscle memory.
That's interesting, because I'm always fascinated with what we're so used to in Western consciousness to think of mind learning as learning, but there is body learning, and body learning is muscle consciousness. So, and if you're a sports person, you're devoted to having the body learn the moves, because you can't sit there orchestrating it from the mind. You have to orchestrate it from the cellular level of your body. Is that not
right?
So how did you? So tell us more about this story. This is a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, I learned all of this. I basically turned all my health problems and challenges into what the heavens really want us to do with them, which is to make it become a stepping stone to higher consciousness. And so I always believed in a higher power, and but hadn't really been clear on exactly what that higher power was. I think we're all here trying to learn that. And so in 1991, after I was kind of burning the candle at both ends with not getting enough sleep and all that, I came down with fibromyalgia, which was a crippling disease, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to extreme ski and get in that zone to heal that, where I was able to heal everything else in my life. So on Christmas Eve one day, when I was driving down from Chicago to Florida to get away from the cold weather, I had this experience with a flash of light, and it literally tapped my right hand, and I saw it with my eyes, and the words were infused in my throat. Basically, this mantra that when you see athletes do the heart tap, point to the skies gesture, they're referencing the ideologies and the words in this mantra. And so that would help me heal fibromyalgia, which was a very mysterious illness. Still today, people don't understand exactly how to heal that.
Wow, that's interesting. So you would you consider this like a major awakening experience, or how does this, and how do you not relate it to the God structures and get into the identity of source? And as we're always expanding our search for the beloved, or the search for the meaning of life, or any of that, these experiences become very important to us. So let me hear a little more about that. We'd like to know.
Yeah, I learned that, the universe is obviously alive and listening to us. So when we pray or we meditate or do any kind of inner work, we're literally being heard. It's kind of like our cell phones, we don't see the connection being made to people we talk to, but there's an invisible energy out there that is tapping into the universe. And that's what the book is titled for, Tapping Universal Source, is to tap into that living universe within and outside of us.
Well, that's great, because I think the model of the universe as being organic and listening is exquisite. I mean, I like that, and I appreciate it all, because it places us in the same dynamic soup with it, that we're actors on a small stage, and it is the audience on the larger stage, and responds to us with benefits and healing and wisdom and consciousness. So I think this is great stuff for all of us light workers out here trying to figure out what's the next best move, and how to get closer and closer to each other and to source here.
Yes.
Your book, Tapping Universal Source, give us a bit of an idea of how you evolved into the tapping world from the extreme sport solution, because these sound like diametrically different approaches,
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like what you said about the learning body, getting your body to learn these things. We need to ingrain these messages into our physical body. And it's simple with learning to breathe with the whole body, meaning your abdominal breathing and your whole. A lot of people are breathing only about half of their average breath brings in only about half of their capacity of oxygen. And the other part of it is when you're in that state of consciousness, you absorb and digest oxygen and water, everything much more efficiently. And so that's why they call it the zone. When people get in the zone, everything finds that perfect balance. And so, for instance, when we're at 98.6 degrees temperature, we're at our perfect health. When we're breathing a nice, long, extended breath, oscillating, rather than short, shallow breaths, we're much healthier, and we're more likely to get in that zone when we breathe the long, oscillating breaths. So the zone really is all about finding that right, perfect state of balance.
And the body is a natural zone seeker, is it not? I mean, You know, when I think about my contracted self at work, I do shallow breathing. I'm hunched over the drawing table, and you know. But when I am in my state of being, when I'm staring out at the oceans or getting ready to go surfing or something, the inhaling, exhaling, and all the rhythms seem to harmonize. And the zone seems to be, for me, you know, this blissful door I go through when my body's balanced with all these things. I'm a fascinator. I'm absolutely fascinated by the context of the zone. And I think something, Mark, this is something, you know, we were heading in the 60s, we were heading toward conformity at a terribly horrendous rate. We were all going to be the same and do the exact same thing and dress and look alike and think the same things. And it exploded. It vortexed and exploded in diversity. And from that moment, I began to seek my own optimalization. I began to go deeper and deeper into, well, how do I optimize my understanding? So I think this, I would like you to talk about optimalization in sports relative to your extreme sports experience, but also your things like shamanic healing and drumming using the tapping and universal source code to get us there too. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, well, there is a combination of some conformity there regarding the heavens, because all the major 7 great religions agree and believe that God is love. And anytime anybody's had these near-death experiences where they see the tunnel or the white light or all these different stories, I've had a few myself, they all talk about how they felt this tremendous love, and this connection with the heavens is basically, they all define as love. And so this mantra is basically a love mantra. And now oxytocin studies from Einstein University talks about how oxytocin does do everything I've been saying, creating quantum strength, wisdom, and healing.
Wow. Yeah, so these all have chemical manifestation. The body chemically manifests what the heart and the love mantra are calling forth. That's a kind of interesting thing. So bliss state that we're attempting to get to is also has a super chemical flow to it.
Yes, it does. That's the signature of the smoke, is that euphoria, that natural anti-stress, anti-aging surge that occurs that you feel when you're surfing and all. That's what we're all. That's when we're tapped into source. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that. You know, I mean, and your story is very parallel to Athena's, because Athena actually consciously and through the love of God somehow, or the pursuit of the love of God, pulled herself up out of the wheelchair. She was stuck in a wheelchair for a horrendous event in her youth and pulled herself out of it, you know, and it sounds like you've accomplished that too.
Yes.
Does your book, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I know about her story, and she has a background in some sports too, and that, I fully believe that athletics and movement heals the body, you know, and so many people are sedentary these days, and they're just not moving enough, and then they have health problems that eventually direct them to move or do surgery.
Well, I like the idea that movement helps heal the body, because that I'm dealing with my own health issues, and the more sedentary I get, the more difficult it is. But the more I do move, the more transcendental it is, and I get to that zone. Well, it looks like we're heading for a break. Our guest is Mark Wenner. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, this is Athena StarSeed and my gorgeous co-host Kim Hix, all the way from Hawaii, and our incredible guest Mark Wenner. He has a wonderful book called Tapping Universal Source. And if you would like a copy of this book, you can email him and he will send you one electronically. It is a fantastic opportunity for you and myself and Kim all to tap into our own universal source. All right, blessings. We'll be right back.
Hey, has falling asleep become a nightmare for you? Do you dream of getting a full night's sleep? I've been there, and then I tried My Pillow. I've seen them advertised forever. I finally tried My Pillow. My sleepless nights gone. I wake up feeling more refreshed than ever. I don't have to adjust the pillow. My pillow adjusts the shape that I want and need. So toss out those flat, worn-out pillows like I did, and let My Pillow change the way you sleep forever. My pillows are made right here in the USA. They're 100% machine washable and dryable cotton. And unlike other pillows, My Pillow comes with a 10-year warranty. You've got nothing to lose. Now, for a limited time, you can get 4 My Pillows. That's right, 4 of them for half the price. You get 2 premium My Pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows, plus free shipping. You've got nothing to lose, so go to mypillow.com. Use promo code WINNER. That's promo code WINNER. mypillow.com, promo code WINNER, or call 800-513-3363. 800-513-3363. Hi, everybody. Michael Horn from CRNTalk.com. You know, we provide you with the best in talk radio. 8 channels of talk radio, from radio on the left, radio on the right, sports talk, business talk, religious talk, Spanish talk, you name it, we've got talk radio for you. All at CRNTalk.com. Well, now we'll bring you video as well as audio. That's right. Watch your favorite shows like The Robert Conrad Show, The Fred Dreyer Program, What's Cooking Today, What's Cooking on Wine, The Lounge, and so many other shows in video right at our website, crntalk.com. You can also watch us on Roku. Just search CRN Talk, and you can watch us on Roku on any TV anywhere in the world. Also on Facebook Live. Go to facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Roku, search CRN Talk. Check us out on Tiki Live and at crntalk.com. Video for you talk fans, all from CRN Talk.
We are the debt destroyer. Any debt you have, credit card, tax, student loan debt, call now to get our free report that tells you how to destroy your debt. It's a great resource. Plus, when you make this free call right now, we'll have a debt destroyer expert ready to help you. They can show you how they can help you destroy your debt and get your life back on track. Debt problems don't have to be overwhelming. You can live stress-free and debt-free. Credit cards, medical bills, IRS tax problems, even student loan debt. Learn about free programs offered by the credit card companies, hospitals, and even the government that can help you slash your debt. Call right now for free information, including our Debt Destroyer Guide, a $300 value, yours free. Call right now.
800-515-6348. 800-515-6348. That's 800-515-6348.
Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me. Supreme grace, lay rain down through me.
Good morning. This is Athena Starseed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and we are talking to Mark Wenner, who wrote a book called Tapping Universal Source, and I have my gorgeous co-host, Emmy Award-winning set designer Kim Hix from Hawaii. Yay!
Aloha.
Okay, so I wanted... Aloha, Kim. I wanted to kind of go into how, you know, when we are communing at our highest level, we do harmonize with the universe. And I read an article that Mark sent me that said, for those who have been there, there is no place like the zone. And I think of Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. But for athletes, there's no place like the zone. And he's got tremendous examples of Michael Jordan going into this euphoric state where everything stops. It's a very, blessed, bliss-filled love experience. And the quote was from the article, "It is a wonderful example of the human harmonizing with the universe at such high vibrations that the body and the mind allow the spirit to manifest on the earth plane." Allowing the body to manifest on the earth plane, I mean, that's, I guess you see it sometimes with baseball players. They'll pitch a ball and it'll slow way down, and they'll be able to see, like, every single version of the ball going, like if you're like all the balls until it hits the bat,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the difference between the zone and not being in the zone is the ball can be a blur and you don't see it at all. But if you're in the zone, your senses are heightened. You're able to see it come in slow motion, and it kind of comes in the size of a grapefruit. It's amazing.
Wow.
So you also talked about what.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Mark, you also talked about when you're tapping this power, you actually, like, you're not visible with all of the five senses. You're on an interior portal. So it's like everything is very effortless, but this feeling is like empty. And can you, maybe visually describe what that was like for you personally?
Yeah, it's a bit of a sense of zero gravity. Gravity's kind of what pulls us down and ages us and things like that. That's when you're in that zone, it speeds up the flow state in the whole body, and the healing occurs, literally fusing bones and helping nerves heal and work more fully, like it did with my broken neck, and it sounds like it did for you with your back. So, this is a very visceral experience.
So there was another quote in the article that said it was like a sense of reverie, similar to a great musician achieving a great performance. It's not merely mechanical, but it's like spiritual and physical. So you're like fusing those two dimensions so that the spirituality is pouring through the container or the instrument, which is our body.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what's happening here is we have chakras or glandular clusters in our body, and we have some in our heart area and some in our head, of course, and in our abdomen and all that. We also have a chakra above us that exists in the heavenly dimensions of the universe, the living universe that we live in. When we're in the zone, that higher chakra comes into our mind and body, and that's why we perceive things as slowed down, because it's vibrating at a much higher vibration at the heavenly plane. So when that comes into our body more fully, our higher self, you call it, our spirit self, that's when we have these whole transitions and transformations of thought, transformations of senses. Everything really comes together in a magical way.
Wow, I love these the higher chakra concept and the harmonics. I know from music, just whenever I'm tuning up and I pluck a string, the big bottom E string, that the high E string will also vibrate. So, if the universe is humming with this enormous universal sound, and I can find it and get into the zone of it, then I'm harmonizing with it. And it becomes much more effortless to do whatever it is I'm doing. Often my artwork is like that. I have to get myself into some harmonic, a mystical harmonic of the universe to function at my highest level. And then I don't need to think about anything. I'm in action, in a very smooth state of flow. Love this flow consciousness that you seem to be discussing here. What? Oh my goodness, we're back into a break.
Okay, so we have one more commercial break right here. But this is extremely fascinating. If you guys are interested in getting in the zone, please get a hold of Mark Wenner. He's got a wonderful book called Tapping Universal Source. And it's not just for athletes, it's for everyone. Anyone who wants to heal something, improve something in their life, or just touch the eternal source from within. Please get a hold of him, Tapping Universal Source. This is Athena StarSeed and my gorgeous co-host from Hawaii, Kim Hix, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth. We're on CRN Talk Radio, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages. Blessings.
Looking for an intimate, romantic getaway? Escape to Maui's premier bed and breakfast, The Plantation Inn, a quiet oasis in the heart of Lahaina town. Guest rooms and suites offer Hawaiian plantation decor, combined with modern amenities, and surrounded a serene courtyard with a pool, jacuzzi, and lush tropical foliage. The inn is located just steps from Lahaina's historic Front Street for an easy stroll to museums, galleries, shops, and restaurants. Call 667-9225 or visit theplantationinn.com and plan your getaway now.
Hi everyone, this is Fred Dreyer telling you about my favorite Italian restaurant. It's Angelo's and Vinci's in Fullerton, California. Angelo's and Vinci's has the best pasta, the best seafood, the best salad, spaghetti, lasagna, and the most incredible pizza. And the chicken is delicious. Marsala, piccata, cacciatore, Parmigiana, and more. For desserts, try our spumoni or our tiramisu, my favorite, flown in fresh from Italy. And the cannolis and the zeppelis are out of this world. Open for lunch and dinner, and don't miss the Sunday champagne brunch, just $23.95. Are you kidding me? It's all up the road from Disneyland at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Angelo's and Vinci's, like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. Call 714-879-4022 or visit us online at angeloandvinci's.com.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had seen my kidney doctor because I only have one kidney that works. And the other one doesn't work at all. And I was pretty close to going on dialysis if it didn't improve. This last visit to my kidney doctor, my kidney it's operating at 21% now. So that's the highest that it's been in the last 8 years. This is really working well for me, and I am so grateful that I found you guys.
When you call, use discount code FLASH, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FLASH.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, welcome back. This is a show called Heaven on Earth, and it is a portal of possibility for us as humans to actually advance into our natural divine state. And so we have guests on the show that talk about how they personally create heaven on earth. And our guest today is Mark Wenner, who wrote a book called Tapping Universal Source. And he healed himself from a neck injury. And he went on to speak to people in the NFL and sports teams and Fortune 500 companies and coach them to get top performance out of beings by having them tap into their own universal source. So, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about when you're working with people one-on-one or in groups, what is the most important thing that you teach them to get into their own universal source?
Yeah, first is to help them stop getting in their own way, basically stress and over preoccupation with the obstacles in life rather than focusing on solutions. And I'll say two of the biggest misconceptions today that are preventing people from getting in the zone is they think that the universe is just empty space, that there's nothing out there. All you see is a couple stars and moons and planets, and there's nothing else. Well, it's actually a living organism just like we are. And the other one is that people think today, commonly, if you watch media, they never talk about God anymore. They truly believe God is dead. The fact is, God lives within all of us, and it's up to us to tap into that source and realize God realization.
I was leaving a space there for Kim because God lives within. And, you know, all the religions talk about that, right, Kim?
They do indeed. And I was just exploring this empty space version of space that you just put out, Mark, and it really resonates as, yeah, that's the way we've looked at it. Space is objective emptiness, nothingness. It's not a living being. And yet we couldn't even exist without it. The whole nature of this thing is that it's one living being, and we're fragments of that being in a quantum fractal soup. But it was stunning to take a look at the empty universe and realize if you had a choice between it being alive and us being a part of it or not, which would you choose? And that's what our light workers are all choosing, to understand it as a living entity, and therefore be able to utilize the power and grace of the universe to get us to the zone.
And
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Kim, I wanted to share with Mark. Okay, so if the universe is conscious and we are dancing, you know, as a duet with the universe, okay? Well, the Native Americans look at animals as signs in nature that teach them things about what the animal represents. So the universe is talking to us. It's giving us signs and symbols and like little guideposts. Go here, meet this person, turn right, turn left, or, you know, the full moon and the new moon. These are all signs that we can read, the signs in nature, which are like signatures from God to us, from us, like little Post-it love notes. So I want to share an example. In college, my senior year, I've got a call at 4 in the morning, and my brother took his own life. And I was questioning, what is the purpose? You know, what am I doing in school? I want to get out and live my life. I need to do something to help other people, because had I, you know, been more connected to my brother, maybe he wouldn't have died. So from that very desperate place, I said, what should I do? And then my father said, you know, you should stay in school, finish your education. My mother said, follow your heart. I went under the stars, and I had this conversation with the universe. And I said to the universe, if you want me to go to Los Angeles, California, and start my life, I want to see a shooting star. And within 5 minutes, I saw 3 shooting stars. So the question went out, the answer came back, and then everything opened up. Dawn Wells from Gilligan's Island had a frequent flyer mile. She flew me out. I lived in her home. I started working at Universal Studios as a stunt woman. Then I started doing plays at the Palisades Theater. Then I did television and radio and newspapers and started my boot camp. Everything came from listening to the universe give me those signs, the 3 shooting stars. So, Kim, I want to talk about the metaphor of humans turning into their angelic selves, just like the signs in nature now, which are thousands, hundreds of thousands of butterflies flying through California as a sign to the light workers.
Oh, this is an important state. We're having a mythic spring, a desert bloom, and with the desert bloom, the fantastic plant world has invited the butterfly world to come into full creation. Couldn't be more prophetic to me. I think, Mark, you'll have to agree that we're looking at something phenomenal here if we can begin to get humanity out of the larva stage we're stuck in. And I think all of us see our mission as that. We've been chewing and fattening up on the culture of our land. It's and it's time to build this incredible chrysalis, this collective chrysalis, and release the collective butterfly spirit that takes us to the Godhead and therefore creates a heaven on earth, which is really what we're after here. The butterflies are pure symbolism of this kind of journey. I'm very excited about it.
I've been seeing that. Thousands of butterflies every day are coming down from the mountains. I don't know exactly where they're coming from, but they just keep going down the mountainside here, where I live up on the mountain a little bit in the deserts. And we're dealing with the super bloom right now. And so I do Jeep tours sometimes for people out here in the deserts, and it's like a vision quest when you go out on trips out in the nature.
Yeah. Well, I love that it's a super bloom and that you do those kind of things, because if we do believe in the universe and the harmonics of the universe, which is exactly what we're talking about, the language of the universe, then a desert bloom is a huge awakening call to all of us to jump into the sensory perception of the delight of creation and consciousness and get creative with it. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is more inspiring than the great butterfly migration. I mean, these are the most gentle creatures, and they come from Mexico to their great nesting grounds up in the monarch nesting grounds up in Pismo area of California. And there's millions and millions of them. They'll cling into the eucalyptus trees for the grand gathering. And that gathering will be so impressive that the trees look like literally butterfly trees and no longer eucalyptus. It's a stunning show, and this is going to be a wild year for it. I think this is, of course, climate change coming, and all the economic difficulties and the planetary confusions are about to be overridden by a magnificent spring or leap of consciousness for all humanity. And I think we're feeling that. I'm chewing my way out of my little chrysalis now. I just think I get out of it.
You know, I feel like the zone. Okay, there's a little play on words here. The zone actually can also be a zone area. If you notice that there are power points on the planet, Kim, you know, the temples or Ojai or the Himalayan mountains or Machu Picchu that are actually zones for the zone. That when humans go into those vortexes, they actually can have peak experiences almost in an effortless manner because of the power of the zone that they're in. And I feel that the City of Angels and you know, Southern California, we've gone through so much as a unified field, and we've all been constantly cracking open our hearts, forgiving our neighbor, embracing our adversity, and transcending our duality to get into a single-mindedness. So these butterflies, for me, are taking humans from an animal consciousness, where's mine, dog eat dog, to a human consciousness, oh, I'm going to take care of my own family, to an angelic consciousness, which the angels have the will of the divine on their heart presently. And so they're thinking, we are us. How can I take care of my community and make my world a brighter place? Like the butterfly energy is like saying to us, there is a zone here. Everybody can tap into it. Become your butterfly self. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, it's a beautiful analysis there. I totally agree with it. It's
gorgeous.
It's definitely the universe showing us, you know, the super bloom is showing us how we can all, you know, transform and transcend into something much greater than we ever thought, magically.
That was
Mark,
a beautiful description, Athena. Just gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kim, I was wondering if Mark would share with us the mantra and just an expression or an example of the tapping, because maybe we could tap together right now. Everybody who's listening, we go into 11 million homes on cable, and there are people from all different levels of consciousness, from just waking up to totally fully awake, that really would want to know how to tap their own universal source.
Yes, I'd be happy to. I'm glad you asked. Basically, what I do when I talk to a large group of people like this, I give out the generic mantra, not the exact mantra that came to me because it was quite intimate. But when I work with people one-on-one, I do give them that exact mantra because it probably carries a little more extra light. But when I share this mantra with world-class athletes and the general public, it's basically telling them that the words that are the highest resonating words in our vocabulary are the words love and God. So no matter who you think God is or what you think God is, that word God is carrying a powerful vibration. And the word love, and one resonates more for the left brain and the other one for the right brain. Ultimately, the heart, it gets activated, and because love is the domain of the heart, you activate the heart, and your glands start to activate, your muscle-to-muscle communication, your hemisphere-to-hemisphere communication all improves just by saying love is God or God is love under your breath. You don't have to say it out loud. It's all inner channel stuff. I'm getting goosebumps just now thinking about it, and when I say the words, every pore in your skin should be open at times to breathe air in. And when you have goosebumps, it's allowing your pores to open up and let oxygen into your body, which helps keep away disease and illness. Oxygen is our #1 life force energy.
That is our number one nutrient. Yes, yes. The gift of the gods itself is oxygen. This God is love, love is God. God is love, love is God. Okay, how do we do this?
So, you're having a healthy posture and just saying those words with your shoulders back and believing in a loving God, and it'll just come to you. You might have to spend a few minutes saying it to yourself, and then after a while, it's just about breathing and being, one with it. It's less about effort than it is than one might think. A lot of people are over-efforting everything in this world right now, and we're seeing a lot of lack of awareness of these things we're talking about right now. So I'm really happy you guys are doing these shows. This is great.
So you're telling us it's more of a subtle vibration than it is where, typically an athlete would be like, run faster, move harder, So it's
deeper,
really about what. So maybe describe that. How do you get into that relaxed state?
So abdominal breathing is another way to connect with this, because when you're breathing from your abdominal region, you're helping connect more with your heart. So most people are breathing just from their chest only, and that's really not getting the lungs full. We should be breathing about 22 cups of oxygen per breath, when most people are only breathing about 15 cups or less. And again, so first of all, you want to make sure you're breathing with your abdominal regions, because when we feel tension and stress or anything less than love, we usually hold it either in our throat, our chest, or our stomach. Whenever you feel fear, those are the three places you feel it. And we also can feel love from these areas too. But when we feel anything less than love, we're constricting the airflow through our body. So abdominal breathing is a very important one, because as we get older, we become more heady and less heart-centered. And when toddlers are first born, they're born 100% alkaline, and they're breathing from their stomach more than anything else. You see their stomach go up and down when toddlers are born. As we get older, we start getting more and more heady and think, I need to think harder, I need to work harder at this or that. A lot of the zone is really about basically getting out of your own way and learning to be living in a state of grace, in a state of love and acceptance. And sometimes radical forgiveness, because we've all been violated in some way. I certainly have since I was a kid. But we have to radically forgive those who have caused us harm. And sometimes just radically forgive it for a few minutes is enough, because that's when the healing and the zone. It only takes a few minutes to heal with the zone. And it only takes a few minutes of being in the zone as an athlete to break a world record or break a record in golf or tennis. It's just a matter of minutes sometimes. Sometimes you can be in the zone all day.
That's interesting. That's a really interesting point, but you're right about it. I mean, it's everything, the years of training that get you to the one moment where you're in the zone and crack the record. It's so interesting, because I don't think you can be out to crack the record, can you? I mean, you can't push yourself to chase it. It must come in a state of flow. It's just, I've never seen it that way.
Yeah. There's a term we say in sports, winners do what losers are afraid of doing. Basically, you have to just continuously stay radically in that Zen state and just not think about, I don't think I can go this fast. I'm not when the 4-minute mile was broken, immediately within several days, 4 other people broke the 4-minute mile. So all it takes is for us the monkeys in our head that are telling us, no, you can't run any faster, this is all you got in you, or whatever. Once you get those monkeys out of the head, then it's almost unlimited what we can all do.
The 4-minute mile, 100th monkey theory. If we can crack the 4-minute mile, which we're trying to do spiritually now, it's the beginning of this epic for humanity, and we can get all the monkey minds out and loose. We can teach everybody quickly and radically alter our planet through this kind of tapping of universal source. Sounds like you're really basically into this at the depth level. I think we need to understand is the potential for all of us and human beings, even not trying to be exceptional, but just trying to be universally spirited, to be part of this great dance called universe.
All right, well, this is Athena StarSeed and my gorgeous co-host, Emmy Award-winning set designer Kim Hix, and we are talking about tapping universal source with Mark Wenner. and being in the zone. So listen, if you like this show, please share it, subscribe, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages wrapping up the show.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-716-9903. 800-716-9903. 800-716-9903. That's 800-716-9903.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club. Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. It's word of the green time. Now, we might not know how many quarts make a gallon, but that's not the case when it comes to pints. Here's to you, and here's to me. May we never disagree, and if we do, the heck with you, and here's to me. There's no better place to celebrate St. Paddy's than at Columbo's. After all, it was Aldo Colombo who discovered Ireland years ago on his way to Eagle Rock. Jazz every night, great Italian specialties, the world's greatest meatballs that'll have you singing Tura, Nura, Nura, the freshest fish and yummy steaks, great service and also affordable. Happy St. Paddy's at Good Times Central, Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, Faith and Bigora.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me. Supreme grace, light rain down through me.
Hi, this is Athena Starseed, and this is a show called Heaven on Earth, and I have my gorgeous co-host Kim Hix all the way from Hawaii, and our beautiful guest online, which is Mark Wenner, who wrote Tapping Universal Source. And I wanted to bring up one last point in our closing segment, is that Kim and I were talking about the metaphor of the butterfly and about humans actually changing from that larva stage to the caterpillar stage to the butterfly stage, where the DNA is completely shifting. And Mark was talking about getting into the zone where even though you withdraw the senses, you have almost supernatural powers that the yogis have harnessed through intense meditation and also sometimes fasting. But what I wanted to say was, as we get the signs in nature with the butterflies, Kim, our little show is like one little flapping butterfly wing that has an effect all across the planet, so that heaven on earth, just by us continuing to have this creative conversation, is having an effect all over, I want to say, the cosmos and the universe.
It is, because we've just figured out again today that the whole universe is listening and therefore participating directly. And when a butterfly here of consciousness flaps its wings, it can change the weather patterns forever, for everyone, everywhere. So this is a critical time for us, and I think the butterfly effect is taking effect spiritually for us on this planet. All the crises we're facing will fall away when we get into Mark's incredibly well-illuminated zone. I think this is a thrilling time.
There's one other indicator from the heavens, too. When you see these athletes do the heart tap point to the heavens gesture after breaking world records in every sport right now today, use Bolt and runner and everything, they're showing this to 5 billion people at least now that have seen that heart tap gesture. Yet media isn't recognizing it, just like the average person doesn't recognize the butterfly bloom and the super bloom is a powerful sign. But more people should be talking about this because it's that left brain world that's most disconnected from this message of the heavens and the cosmos that really needs to hear this, because they're the ones that are kind of the weak links, if you will, that are thinking that violence and that stealing from people and crime and mass murders and all the things going on and mass shootings that are the way to get around the problems that they have in their life, when they're really going the absolute wrong direction and they're going nowhere with that. I just think more people should be talking about how these athletes are showing us when they do this heart tap gesture that we all can tap into the heavens and bring it into our physical body.
That sounds beautiful. It sounds like a super activation of right brain butterfly consciousness. And I think this love God mantra, God is love mantra, is a beautiful mantra. And just the hypnotic aspect of this stuff gets us into the selflessness, the timelessness, and the effortlessness of our ascended being side of life. And that's where I want to spend as much of the rest of my life as I can, in those states, that effortless consciousness state that you guys are talking about. Really beautiful, Mark. Thank you so much for all this illuminating thinking today.
Mark, can you please describe the tap heart salute to the heavens? I want you to describe that a little bit right before we go.
Yeah. As you tap your heart, that's basically saying love in sign language, like the native would say that. And then when you point to the heavens, that's basically saying God. So when they do the heart tap, point to the sky, it's just saying love is God or God is love.
All right, I love that. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing the show. Thank you so much, Ren, my master teacher of yoga, for bringing Mark to us. And those of you who are listening, we love you so much. Please tap your heart, connect to the universe, and see all these beautiful butterflies as a sign of how we can all transmute and transcend up from anything that's bothering us. Blessings and light. Love you, Kim.
Aloha and hallelujah, you guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.